year to pay that off interest-free. So make a small payment today. If you don't have the HSN credit card, you can instantly get approved for that over the phone, online, make your first purchase. But this is why I want you to get this one. Not only do we have it at the lowest price we have ever offered, no one is doing the EcoFlow River with the solar panels, with the backpack, and the carrying case, everything you need to get started for this price. You'll pay just this price just for the EcoFlow on its own. So here's what I recommend. Go right to hsn.com. Let me give you the item number. It's 863-984. 863-984. We'll get this out to you, and you will have that peace of mind. Everybody needs an emergency plan. This is just the way things are. It doesn't matter where you live in the United States. Everybody loses power, Justin, for many different reasons.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the greatest things about this. You know, if this isn't one size fits all. This is one power station that's going to be perfect for everyone because it is that manageable size. It's that perfect weight at 17.2 pounds. This is still going to power 80%. But when we think about all the different ways that we're already using this right now, we went from the kitchen, we ran over here into the bedroom, and there's all the different ways that you can use this every single day. Sitting right here on your lap, safe to use inside, and also quiet. You know, the other idea of using a generator is that it's very loud, and it can be extremely annoying to have to try to sleep with a loud generator outside. We know what you're also doing is you're consistently using gas and fuel and propane. If you already have a generator, great. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't also have an EcoFlow. Now you can have a hybrid system, use that fuel to recharge your power station. One of the nice things about this size power station is that in 70 minutes, you can recharge your power station from 0 all the way to 100%. Now, here's how you can use it every single day. This is also what we call an EPS, an emergency power source. You just had the Eufy on just a few minutes ago. We were talking about being able to have that backup battery, but all the ideas of having security cameras at home, one of the ways that I did mine when we had a hurricane was I had my refrigerator plugged in my fish tank, and I also had my security camera so I could see what was going on. So even when I wasn't home and the power went out, my EcoFlow plugged into the wall and all those different devices plugged into my EcoFlow, this automatically turned on in 30 milliseconds and continued to power all of those things. Now, that could also be, for instance, like your CPAP machine. I've got my CPAP machine right over here, or maybe even a heating blanket, or perhaps maybe in a portable AC unit. Now, I like to show that there's all these different applications because if we just focused on the one application of a generator, it's what? It's only emergencies. All of these things that we're showing you just really, just kind of broadens the idea of all the ways that you will be using this. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn this on, hit this AC button, and this is gonna turn on the power to all my AC outlets. In just a few seconds, unless I didn't plug in, oh, there we go. Plug in my CPAP machine. Can you tell that I ran over here? Clearly I'm out of shape because I'm already out of breath. Okay, we've got the CPAP machine that's going to turn on in a second. Speaking of being out of breath, your CPAP machine there's a reason why you invest in it, because I have so many people, my uncle who needs a CPAP machine, my cousin needs a CPAP, I have a friend that needs it. Talk about being miserable and not being able to have a good night's sleep. There's a way to have a good night's sleep, and it's having peace of mind. It's also knowing that I can power up that $700 CPAP machine, or even, for instance, this AC unit. Now, this could be a space heater, but one of the most efficient ways, and I say, don't use a space heater. If you have a heating blanket, if you picked up a warm and cozy heating blanket here, use your heating blanket. This is gonna keep you warm for hours at a time. So especially in these emergencies when it's 30 below outside, how quickly it can become very cold inside. So Sarah, all these different applications we're showing you, again, we wouldn't be doing this with a gas or propane generator.
And I love that you can plug in as many devices as you need. Now, you might not need to plug in 10 devices all at the same time, but you might say, first, I need my emergency blanket. Second, I need to plug in my phone. Third, I need to put a pot of coffee on so I can deal with this emergency that's happening. Here's what you're getting. The lowest price you will find anywhere on this configuration. So here's what you're getting. The solar panel, you're also getting this incredible EcoFlow, you're getting the travel backpack, which actually is pretty snazzy. I'm just gonna reach over here and show you how great this is. It's beautifully made. It's got all these great compartments. It's padded shoulder straps. It's a really kind of high-tech, cool backpack. It's got a flat bottom, so it's designed for carrying your EcoFlow with you. Because here's what I'm not gonna do. In fact, follow me. I am not going to go outside as someone who's not very, well, tech savvy. I'm not really familiar with some of these devices. I am not going to go outside, Justin, and try to figure out how to start the generator in the middle of a storm.
I cannot tell you how many times, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily an argument.
I wouldn't know where to begin. That would be very intimidating.
But how many men come to me and say, yeah, but I've got a generator at the house? I say, okay, great. Yeah, but you know what? How many wives I speak to and say, I don't care if my husband has that generator. I have absolutely no idea how to use it. And so why would you want to fall back on feeling like, well, yeah, I've got it at home, but I don't feel comfortable. And we talked about this before too, how often we become so reactive. We'll go out maybe before and or after one of those emergencies and get a generator. But then the first time we ever use it is in that emergency. There's nothing worse than feeling like, okay, the first time I'm going to use this is in an emergency while I've got all these other things going on. And now what do you need for that generator? You need gas, you need fuel, you need to maintain this. I'm actually going to go to the front. By the way, it's hard for you to see, but this thing is very heavy. And I know it because I have to move this thing every single presentation. Although it's got wheels, this is probably well over 100 pounds. And I'm going to need gas. The other thing is that we think, well, we'll have the pull crank. Let me tell you what, with this pull crank, how many people, and we read articles all the time, hurt themselves trying to get the pull crank going? My pull crank won't even work on my generator anymore. And one of the things that I learned at the worst possible time is that there's also these batteries that go to your now kind of newer version of these generators, which is what we call these push button generators, so you don't have to use those pull cranks. Well, that battery died. And because that battery died, I could not get that push start to work. Now, even if this did work, is this really something that you want to have? And often when you think about getting this, it sits and it waits for what? It sits and waits for that emergency, whereas when you invest in EcoFlow, it doesn't sit and wait. You're gonna use this with so many different reasons. Now, we are all cold, but when it starts to warm up, or even when it's not cold, maybe take this to the fishing house, that,
there you go.
The little ice house that's on the lake that I had no interest in going in, but you can do that because I know those are very glamorous now, by the way. There's couches and everything in there, and TVs
in there.
They got beautiful sets up.
You can take that to a campsite, though.
Take it to a campsite, right? Absolutely, yeah. And you know, the other thing too is, well, think, I'll have a generator at the campsite. Do you know at 10 o'clock, there's what they call a night or a quiet time, which is you cannot turn on that generator after 10 because it's too loud. Again, emphasizing the fact that this is easy, simple, and of course, quiet. I can go ahead and run this inside. So maybe this is that other alternative to just at nighttime being able to run something like this for the CPAP machine, or maybe it's for the kids in the middle of the night, the entertainment aspect of this, knowing that we've got something that's still gonna give us that power of light and or fan or the mini refrigerator, because we wanna take this to the pickleball court and have some kind of cool, water while we're out there. All the different applications, that's what you can use this for. Whereas when it comes to that generator, you are so limited. There is no limit to how you're going to be able to power your life when you have EcoFlow at your ready.
You need it, and you want to get it before there's an emergency. Because here's what happens: we're like, oh, I'm fine right now. I'll just wait. Suddenly, there's a hurricane on the horizon. What happens? Everybody runs out to all the home stores, all the outdoor stores, all the hardware stores, and instantly all the generators, the price goes up, and then the demand goes up, and then they're gone in a heartbeat. And then you can't actually get your hands on one. EcoFlow has actually been one of the most in-demand items over the last year here at HSN. So anytime we can get this configuration back, and this is our final quantities of this configuration at this price. Once this is sold out, this is not coming back. That's why I highly encourage you can place your order right now. It's on hsn.com, 863-984. It's nearly a $1,000 retail value. You can find the EcoFlow River 2 out there. You will either pay this price or so much more, but you will not get the solar panel. And why do you want the solar panel? Well, maybe you can't get to a place to charge it. Maybe you don't have a generator to charge it. Wouldn't it be nice to always know that no matter where you are, at home or off the grid, you not only have a power station, but you have a solar panel to harness the rays of the sun, and you can also charge your EcoFlow that way. This is an entire solution for just $34 a month on a flexible payment with your HSN credit card, or you can put this on any major credit card of your choice. You've got 5 months to pay this off. And that way you're not panicking, right? Those situations are already so stressful. And no matter what state I've lived in, there's been a power outage. There were blackouts in New York, there were winter storms in Michigan and Minnesota. Oh wait, there were forest fires in Colorado. And sometimes they just turn off the power just because there is a threat of a forest fire. Maybe you're somewhere where there has been rolling blackouts, or maybe the power grid gets overloaded in the summer with everybody running their AC units. This is so you always have a plan. Someone in your family and everyone in your family should have a backup plan. So maybe you're ordering this right now for mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. You know they need their medications refrigerated. You know they need to run their CPAP machine. You know maybe it's a daughter, a sister, a cousin who needs to keep all the breast milk refrigerated. These are the most important things that are crucial to life. Not only having medications and things like that, but also having communication. How many of you found the power out and your cell phone battery dies? Well, then what? Now you don't know what's going on. You're really unattached. That's a very scary feeling. It's feeling like I can't call or text or talk to anyone. I also don't know what's happening with the weather or what's happening in the local news. This is our connection to the world. And no matter where you live, you should have that backup plan. You should have that insurance policy. This is more than 50% off. I think a total of 58% off. You're saving more than you're spending. At this price, you can get 2 for the price of 1. Now, not everybody needs 2. But just to put that in perspective, you can get 2 for the price of 1 today with a savings of $560. So what else can we plug in, Justin? Because if anybody's just tuning in now and they've watched maybe several EcoFlow presentations, this is one of our most affordable EcoFlows.
Yeah.
And this is the last chance to get this configuration at this price.
Yeah, and I don't have to tell you why you need to get prepared. I think we can see just from the news and what's happening across the country. But why do you want the River 2 Pro? It's this. Being able to know that you can pick this up at 17.2 pounds. We've got that beautiful carry handle right here, that you're also getting the latest and greatest when it comes to the River line. This is our River 2. This is also not just the River 2 or River 2 Max. This is the River 2 Pro. You're getting the most powerful in our River line. Our River line is all about affordable and portable. This emphasizes both of that. And of course, that this is the newest battery technology that is on the market. It's what we call LFP, newer battery cells. Now walk with me because I want to walk over to where we have a lot of other batteries and our other electronics. And we don't typically get to show you this just because of how the sets are set up. But I want you to consider, okay, what about home office? What about being able to plug in my phone? And Sarah, you just mentioned it. The idea of having the open line of communication. I just walked from the kitchen to the living room. Now we're into kind of another living room area, or maybe it is that home office. I can plug in my phones and I can be able to charge this. What about my laptops or my Wi-Fi and internet? How many of you think, well, when the power's out, I have no way of powering up my internet? All you need to do is plug in your router and now you'll be able to have internet at home. Now, what does that mean? Again, taking a little bit of a step back, that means entertainment. In times where you feel like everything outside can be very chaotic, we want to feel comfortable inside of our home. Again, running this inside of our home means we stay right where we're at. Now we've got our internet. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to plug in the HP laptop that we've got right here. I think we might even have this coming up later, but I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on really quickly, plug that in. Now we've got internet, now we've got our phone, now we'll be able to go ahead and have our laptop as well. So everything continues to go on. And here's the other idea that I want you to think about with this. I mentioned this when we were in the kind of bedroom set, which is as an emergency power source. Imagine having your desktop and your monitor and everything set up and you work from home or you know somebody who works from home. Again, just showing you all these other applications that you would never consider with what? With a generator. Now we'll be able to have a mini fridge or a full-size fridge. We'll be able to have our induction burner, and Sarah, you said it, maybe you do have a baby at home, and we're thinking about how can we keep that baby formula cool, but then we want to also heat that baby formula up for, of course, you know, for those obvious reasons, but then think about being able to warm ourselves up. And all right there, you're showing it with that beautiful Amon suede double-breasted jacket, by the way, which is actually, I love that. But being able to
I can carry this. And this is me, you know. This is I'm not a weightlifter, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I can carry the EcoFlow. And that means I can get it out from the closet. I can take it out to the RV. I can take it out to the SUV. I can take it upstairs or downstairs. I can put this wherever we need to have backup power. What am I not going to move? What am I not going to mess with? I don't want to get near any gas or any fumes or any propane. In fact, even if you have a great generator, what do you have to go buy more of? Gas. What happens when everybody's rushing to get out of town? Oh, the gas stations actually have no gas. I've experienced this more times than I can count here in Florida. When you have a generator, that's great. If you keep the generator outside, I love that the EcoFlow is inside. This is something that I can access. This is something I can have in an apartment. It's something you can have in a dorm room or a condo, or maybe you have a small flat. Maybe you live in a city building. You just mentioned keeping the home office running. That's more important than ever. Because we live in an apartment building and they'll make announcements like, oh, we have to make some emergency repairs.